Hi, I'm Jenn Gowett, and this is my mock IEP meeting for SPD490. First off, I'd like to welcome everyone to this IEP. I'm so glad you all could make it. I would like to do brief introductions. I am Jennifer Gowett. I am Carla's special ed teacher. I do most of the work with her for her special services. We also have Carla here, our student. Carla, I'm so glad you could be here. This is Amber and Eduardo Garcia, Carla's parents. Thank you guys both so much for being here. I really appreciate your time. We also have Mr. Dudley, her PE teacher, Maribel Rodriguez, the school psychologist that works with Carla, and Megan Marquez, our school principal. So thank you, everyone. I appreciate your time and appreciate you being here to help support Carla. So to get started, this is Carla's triannual IEP. So there'll be a few extra things that we don't cover every year, but we will be discussing her progress over the since her last IEP, and also her eligibility to continue receiving the services that she needs. We'll also look at setting some new goals for her. This meeting should take about an hour. To make sure that we stay on track and end on time, I would ask that we are all mindful of not talking over each other, of taking turns speaking. Everyone will have opportunities to share their concerns, ask questions. So I just ask that we keep things decent and in order, so we make sure that we respect everyone's times and you guys can move on about your business. Real briefly, if you look at the packet I've given you, you should find a copy of Procedural Safeguards, Your Parents' Rights. You also received one of these with your prior written notice that was sent out to prepare for this meeting. But basically, just to go over it real quick, you can take a look at it. It states your rights as a parent, which includes being involved in every step of this educational process, having full access to your child's educational data. If we assess your child, you have every right to the results. We need to provide those for you. You also have final say over any changes made to the education plan. And at the bottom, you will notice there is a plan for arbitration if for some reason we weren't able to work out a disagreement. Obviously, I don't see that happening. We've always had great success in these meetings before, but that's there that you can take a look at. While we are doing that, please check the page that has your address and phone number on it. Is this still your current address? And is this still your current phone number? I want to make sure that we can always get a hold of you for these important meeting setups and communication. So please take a look at that and just let me know that that is all still accurate and on track there. Great. So real quickly, on the first page of that packet, you'll see our agenda for the day. I'm just going to skip over it real quick. We're going to review the draft of the new IEP, which is going to look at the old IEP, talk about if there's any new concerns or any new developments, check over her eligibility, her present levels, and all that good stuff. And then we will take a look at the draft of the new IEP, look at some new proposed goals, and make sure she is on track for the next year and 3 years. So real quick, just some basic ground rules. I already mentioned, please take turns when speaking. We want to make sure everybody is heard, everybody gets to say their piece. We also expect kind and respectful language. We will definitely use that with you guys. We hope you guys will use that with us as well. We want to always remember that the student is the priority today. And remember that we are on the same team. So as long as we all move forward, kind and respectful, with her best interests in mind, we will have an awesome meeting today. So let's start with the notice of meeting. I'm going to pass around this form. If you guys could all write your name and sign it for me, I would very much appreciate that. And after you get that signed, parents, we are going to move on to give you an opportunity to present any questions or concerns you have at this time. If there's anything you're wondering about, anything that you'd like to see maybe changed going forward, any questions you might have about what's going on in the school, in the classroom, or even at home, this would be an opportunity for you to do that. Leave some time for that. Address any of those issues. if something comes up. Actually, that's something we will be addressing further on down in this meeting. So if after that you still have questions, let me know so we can continue to get some answers for that. But I believe that will be addressed. So you just keep me posted and hopefully we'll get that answered for you. Thank you so much for bringing that to our attention. Thank you for your feedback. I really appreciate it. And I know we'll be able to find a solution for that. So we'll look over this page. If you continue on in our packet, this is about eligibility. This is basically a review. Nothing new has popped up on our end or on your end. So we can definitely go over this page and review the things, but it's going to look pretty much the same going forward. She does still qualify. She's still eligible to receive those special services that she's been receiving. Review the document. Let's take a look at Carla's present levels of performance. So this just looks at what she's doing right now. She has some obvious interests, some that obviously you guys know about. She loves sports. She loves interacting with her friends. She loves to do puzzles and figure out not only jigsaw puzzles, but kind of mind puzzles, things like that. Those are some things that we've noticed that she really likes. She's very social. She loves working in small groups or in partners with her close friends in the class. So those are things that we try to incorporate as much as possible. Some of her strengths are collaboration. Like I said, working with groups. She's really great with that. She's really good at verbally communicating her needs, her wants, her interests, and things like that. She has a relative strength in reading. We're still working on some of those math goals, but her reading and writing have improved incredibly, and she seems to really enjoy and have a strength in areas of creative writing. Are there anything you parents or you, Carla, that you want to add to that? Things that are important to you, things you do really well, or interests that you guys find at home? Leave time for that. Excellent, and I will definitely add some of those into this paperwork. If you flip to the next page, you will see her Carla's most recent assessments. We went over a few of those with her and let her know, but just so you parents have that information as well. We completed these assessments over the last week. Here are her scores. Here's what they mean. Here's how they are compared to the last one. She will have some state testing coming up. We're actually working on those this week. And as you can see in her paperwork, she will have her accommodations that go with that. So she'll be doing her state testing with us. She won't be with the whole group, and we'll do that as our group and kind of be able to work through that together. And I've spoken with her about that too, so she knows what to expect. But here's the assessment she's gone through. She also had her hearing and vision tests. That's listed in there too. So you guys can take a look at that, and we can talk a little bit more about what that means for her going forward. Talk about that a little bit. Let's see, flip to the next page. Now we're looking at special factors. Carla does not need assistive technology, so she's very good with communication. She can communicate all of her needs and wants and her academics on her own. So nothing is going to change with that. She hasn't needed it in the past, and that's not a concern at this time. She does benefit from text-to-speech, but that's a little different than this assistive technology that we're talking about. As far as her behaviors in the classroom, we're not noticing anything too major that affects her education or those around her. Nothing that we need to be really concerned about. So again, that part's going to stay the same. It's just a review. She's awesome to have in class. Sometimes she's a little chatty when she's sitting next to her really good friend, but no major concerns there that we need to worry about. She also does not need extra English language support. She does very well with that, so that's not a concern of ours at this time. Are there any questions or concerns about any of those items, things that you'd like to add or things that you'd like to see differently? Carla or parents, anything that we can add there, please let me know. Time for answers. Great. So let's move on and review Carla's previous goals. She had 3 goals listed in this IEP. The first one was a money goal, a math goal, and that was to be able to identify coins by their name and value. She has absolutely met that goal. She's doing super well with that. I'm really proud of her. The next one was being able to compose a complete sentence. She has worked really hard, and definitely when she finds a topic that she's interested in, she's really good at writing those sentences. So she has definitely met that goal as well. That's another one we'll be adjusting today. And then being able to answer basic, we call them the WH questions, the who, what, where, when, why, how, about a text that she has read. So she does receive supports in reading. She has, the computer can read to her. We read together a lot in class, and she can read on her own as long as it's at her reading level. And she has also met that goal of being able to answer those questions about the text. She is comprehending what she reads, so she's doing really great with that. So we are going to change those goals today. And if you move to the next page, you will see the new proposed goals. So go ahead and take a look at those. I'll skim over them really quick. So based on how well she did on her previous goals, we are going to go to the next step with them. So for her money goal, we are going to be able to give her a shopping list and an amount of money, and she will use the rounding method to estimate how much money she has and if she has enough to make a purchase. She will be asked to expand her writing by adding 2 or more words to each sentence to make her sentences more complete. And she will be asked questions about a text orally and be asked to cite evidence from the text. And I will give more detail than that in the actual meeting, but just to move things along. We're also adding a 4th goal that I think is going to be really important. If you look at those reading assessments that we've done, I think this is going to really help support her in those reading assessments going forward, that she will be able to answer questions about the main idea of a text orally. We're not going to ask her to write that out, but just to be able to start to identify some of those main ideas. I think that'll really help her in her reading and writing. So is there any questions or comments going forward about those goals? If not, we can definitely move forward to the next section on the next page. So this is talking about FAPE and LRE. That's free appropriate education and least restrictive environment. So we will also pull in her other teachers to add input on this, things that they've noticed. Right now, she is being provided 40 minutes 3 times a day, so a totaling 120 minutes per day in my classroom, in my self-contained classroom. She also spends quite a bit of time in her general education classes. So she's with general education for PE, for homeroom, and for one of her electives. So I would like to give Mr. Dudley, her PE teacher, some time to talk about the things he sees and how she's doing in his classes, because I think that's important too. Go ahead, Mr. Dudley. So we are going to continue going forward with that 40 minutes 3 times daily, totaling 120 per day in my classroom. And she will continue to receive her supports and accommodations in those general education settings. Our teachers are really great at providing her those little supports she needs, and she's doing really well in those classes. We're really, really proud of her. And also I want to talk about extended school year. In the past, she has not qualified for that. It's my recommendation. We filled out the forms for it, and she still does not qualify for extended year. That just means that over breaks or over summer, when she comes back, she's able to recoup the loss of the skills. All students do it. They all come back from summer break and forgot a whole bunch of stuff they learned. So as long as she's able to come back in a reasonable amount of time, like her peers, we don't think she needs that extended year, and she doesn't. She's doing fantastic. So that brings us to the end of our information for this meeting. I do want to give one more opportunity for Carla and for Carla's parents. If there's anything that you guys want to add, anything you'd like to see different in these IEP goals, if there's something that you feel that we could work together moving forward, please let me know. This is a great time so we can kind of wrap things up, and I will finish up this document and have it all sent out for you guys as soon as possible. Give an opportunity. Excellent. Well, thank you guys so much once again for your time. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your valuable input. Again, I love that we can work together as a team, and make these best choices for Carla going forward. I can tell you guys really just want to support her and these other teachers and myself and our principal. We just want to make this a great experience for her and help her to be the best that she can be. So thank you so much again, and we'll definitely see you next time.